what is happening in our country. And years ago, I said, they're going to tear us apart, and we're going to come to a place where you won't recognize your country. Check. And at some point, we are going to be so weak in the world that our enemies will say, now, go, 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 go. And they'll pick us apart one piece at a time. Check. Let's look at what's happening right now. Our military cannot recruit enough soldiers to be able to have a real standing army. We're 50% behind where we need to be in recruiting, and they say next year is going to be worse. This is the worst time to recruit, get this, since Vietnam. But you ask yourself, who would join? Who would join? There's no honor in it anymore. Afghanistan took care of that. There's no honor. There's no victory. There's no big vision. I mean, unless your big vision is explore your own sexuality and pronouns. I don't want to go. I'm going to be a justice warrior, a social justice warrior. No, thank you. You think any kid, and most of the kids that sign up are from red states. Blue states have been living off of the blood of the red states' children long enough. You think they want to go and be a social justice warrior? I don't think so. Our commander-in-chief is not a commander. He does not command respect. The office does, but he doesn't. He can't string two sentences together. So, do we look weak to the rest of the world? Okay, now add in Russia and Ukraine. What did we do there? We said we're going to put the strongest sanctions the world has ever seen, and we're going to bring Putin down to his knees. Have we done that? Do you know that Russia can sell its oil and is selling its oil, and in fact, now doing financially better than before this thing all started? So we didn't bring him to his knees. We brought Europe to their knees. We brought ourselves to our knees. Europe now is going to begin rationing oil, rationing fuel. We have the highest gas prices in history, and our president has now twice begged the Saudis, please, please send us more oil, and the Saudis have turned him down 2 times. Do you think the world is sensing weakness? Now, meanwhile, we have released oil from our strategic oil reserve, and this kills me. What is the strategic oil reserve? The strategic oil reserve was built in the 70s specifically in case there's a run on oil and a shortage of oil. We would have enough to run our military long enough so we could ramp up production of oil here in the United States. Well, we are at the lowest reserve point that we've been since Jimmy Carter. As of July 5th, we only had 488 million barrels in our strategic oil reserve. That's down 15% from March. And know that we are now selling 1 million barrels a day. That puts us in a real problem, doesn't it? The strategic oil reserve can hold 726 million barrels, I think. 1 million barrels a day released until October. That's 180 million barrels. This will leave us somewhere in the 300s. By the way, President Biden says he's going to use the money that we're making off of it right now to buy more petroleum. You know, when the price comes down this fall. Oh, it's going to come down this fall. Okay, all right. And you saved that money, did you? Yeah. And there's another question here. Why did we sell oil to China? Now, we can, I suppose. We can. We never have. It's very, very rare to sell it to another country. it's even more rare to sell it to a country and have them take it offshore. For instance, we've sold to BP before, British Petroleum, but they haven't taken it offshore. That's extraordinarily rare. But we've never sold it to China, and especially a company that has Hunter Biden on its board of the parent company. Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? We sold China 1 million barrels. Now, is that because they need oil? They're having such an oil crisis? Yeah, no, that's not it. If you look at what China is doing, China is actually storing oil. They are up to almost 800 million barrels of oil in their strategic oil reserve. That's up from about 600 million barrels. So they're good. They're good. So we've just taken oil from our strategic oil reserves and we've sent it over to China. Okay. Whew. Do you think the world respects us on this? Do you think they're seeing, oh, yeah, no, there's method to the madness on that one? Our economy is weak. Our society can't think. Our society won't even work. It's not like we've created so many jobs. These are the same jobs that were filled by people just a few months ago or a year ago. When we hit COVID, these jobs were all filled. We can't fill them now. Why? Because people won't work. I'm building a barn. I'm waiting for some steel to come in. I ordered it, I don't know how long ago. The company has called and said, hey, I know we were supposed to have it in spring, then we were going to have it in July. We hope to have it in August. Why? I thought you guys made steel. I didn't want to ship it from China. No, we do make steel. Quote, we can't get anyone to come in to work to make the steel. Oh, well, that's going to bode well for us. That's good. That's good. I don't know if you've seen the photos of, Harry Levine and Oscar the Grouch, whatever those two are, the cross-dressers. The transgender one and the, non-binary person that both dressed up in dresses and went to the thing at the French embassy to celebrate Bastille Day with the French. We sent these two clowns. We sent a guy who got his own mother out of a nursing home before he condemned all the other mothers to death sentences in the nursing homes during the COVID pandemic. And a guy who teaches people how to wear diapers and fantasy role play as babies or puppies, dog collar and all. Yeah, I think we're sending a great message there. But you know what? At least they're less likely to be blackmailed than the president's son. But let me get back to China. We gave them a multi-billion-dollar airport in Afghanistan. We built it. They took it. And at our expense and our blood, we built that thing. And now they have a very important strategic base of operations. We sell our strategic oil, 1 million barrels. Then, by the way, they're filling up their SPR. We're not. Or what are we doing? Hunter Biden looks like he was involved in that deal. But are we looking at blackmail of this president because of the China deals? Or are we just looking at a guy who is cool with communism as a president? And I think that's possible. Last night I did something on Hunter Biden, and it dawned on me halfway through. It dawned on me that, wait a minute. I don't know if China is being blackmailed or is blackmailing the president or Hunter Biden. I think actually Hunter Biden is blackmailing his father. What set this line of thinking off was this. Listen to this voicemail from Hunter Biden's dad about an article in the New York Times that tried to clean up his mess in China. Listen to this.
Hey, pal, it's Dad. It's 8:15 on Wednesday night. If you get a chance, give me a call. Nothing urgent. Just want to talk to you. I thought the article, at least the thing online, that's going to be printed tomorrow in the Times, was good. I think you're clear.
I think you're clear. This is from a guy who was at the time saying that he didn't involve himself in any business dealings with his son. Why would his son keep that voicemail? Because that's not like a, hey, buddy, you know what? I'm just thinking about you. You're such a great guy, and I just love you. I was remembering the time we went fishing, something that you would want to remember for the rest of your life. This is your dad calling and saying, hey, on your business deal, I think you're in the clear. When you know your dad is saying that he doesn't know anything about this stuff, why would you keep that particular voicemail? Why would you leave all of your stuff? 2 laptops he has lost. I don't know how many phones he's lost. Now, yes, he's a drug addict. But there is a method even to the madness of alcoholism or drug addicts. And I want to go there here in just a second. Any alcoholic will tell you that you do things, whether you know it or not, when you're in the throes of wanting to stop, and everybody wants to stop. They just don't know how to stop. You can't do it on your own, and you can't do it until you've really hit your bottom. But you still want to stop even though you haven't hit your bottom. Hunter Biden despises his father. No matter what he says, he despises his father, and this is why I say this. Do you remember the emails that he wrote to the rest of his family about Pop and how Pop takes 50% of everything that I do? You guys don't have to put up with it, but I got to do all the dirty work. And Pop has me running around, and then he takes 50%. Do you remember that email? He really, I think, wants his father's love, sure, but I think he despises him at the same time. And his father enables him to continue this horrid lifestyle because it's to Joe Biden's, to his, not credit, but it helps Joe Biden. So he needs Hunter Biden, and I think he needs to be able to manipulate and control, and the way you do that is always be the guy who's there to rescue you with some money. So why would you lose all of these laptops? And not just lose it. He lost it at a shop where it becomes public property, and he signed this contract 30 days after it's left. 6 months later, after phone calls, he still hadn't picked it up. He knew it was there. So why didn't he pick it up? I think this is something that alcoholics do where it's self-sabotage. You sabotage yourself whether you know it or not. You're trying to, it's a cry for help. It's a cry for help. You want to stop. All right, so now we have the voicemail where he's saving this thing that is incriminating, only incriminating, of his father. He also has on his laptop he has all of his father's stuff under the category of pedo Pete, as in pedophile. Pete was the name, a code name that his father used. Why would you do that? Especially when you're looking at a guy who's creepily sniffing heads. And your sister wrote in her diary about sexual abuse. Why would you do that? And then there's one other recording. I want to play that to you, for you, and also tie all of these things together to show you exactly where we are as a society and what's coming next. I think Hunter Biden is actually the most likely candidate for blackmailing our president. that his own son is holding things that he can use against him. I played the audio where he's got Joe Biden on tape saying, yeah, you look like you're in the clear, son. I saw that article, and it looks like all the business stuff that you were doing, it's all clear. Well, why would you keep that? That's not a happy memory of your dad. Why would you keep that particular voicemail? Why would you keep all of the records on your email and keep them and catalog them as business deals with your dad? Why would you do that? Well, I think you do that because you want to make sure you have some insurance that you're not the only one going to jail.